Can you see the screen? Hello, can you see the screen? Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So where did we stop yesterday? Till where did till where did we stop yesterday? Can anyone just post it? Hello? Neha, where did we stop last class? Agarsh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Agarsh. Yesterday till where did we stop?
Let S, T, and U denote the following primitive sentence. I question.
Can't hear you. Please speak loudly. I had given one question, isn't it, to convert it into English sentence. Is that so? Is it so? Okay. So, and did you write the sentence? Did you write that sentence? I think this was the sentence, isn't it? This was a sentence. See how it is written? Whenever negation comes first, you should start with it is not the case. Okay. To make it a proper sentence, the phrase used is it is not the case that. Okay. Whenever negation comes in the beginning, you should use this phrase. Just study that phrase. It is not the case that, and then you can expand the sentence inside. Okay. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Hello? Akshara, what did I say just now? What did I say right now? Why you're not responding? I'll be marking absent for those who are not responding, okay? Abhinand. Abhinand. What did I say right now? I have to translate to English sentence, isn't it? Did you write the question? Agna. See, don't waste my time, okay? Please respond fast. What was the question?
Wait.
See, yesterday I had given this question. Alle, anganayalle tannathu. Agna. Okay. എന്നിട്ട് അത് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലാക്കി എഴുതിയോ അക്ഷര? അത് എഴുതേണ്ട രീതിയാണ് ഈ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, if not comes in the beginning, you should write it is not the case that, and then you can continue. This is biconditional, and biconditional is read as if and only if. To read biconditional, the English phrase used is if and only if. So S means Tom goes out for a walk. So this instead of negation, you can write the sentence, it is not the case that, And then you can write what is S. S is Tom goes out for a walk. And this bidirectional symbol, it is read as if and only if. And then you have to expand the next part of the bidirection, that is U or T. And U is, what is U? I think we had given, it is given earlier, it is snowing. Okay, if and only if it is snowing, and this symbol is or. So if it is snowing or the moon is out. So just expand the variables with its sentences. But when you expand the variables with its sentences, just see that the negation and bidirection, they will be always read with these English phrases. Okay, the negation, if it comes in the beginning, it is read as it is not the case that. And if it at this bidirection, it is read as if and only if. Then if it is implication, there is a single arrow, then we read it as if then. Okay, this one is read as if then. It is an if then part, it shows if then part only. Conditional preposition. Okay. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Did you write that sentence down? Did you write that English sentence? That question was given yesterday. Did you write that sentence? This is the correct sentence. Okay, write it down. It is not the case that Tom goes out for a walk if and only if it is snowing or the moon is out. Okay. Is that clear? Okay, Ajal. So now we are going on. Hello?
Ma'am.
Okay, Niharika. Parno.
Right.
12:20 to 1:10 alle. Online classes from 12:20 to 1:10, isn't it? Hello? Okay. So there was some issue in the beginning, that's why I'm late. I had one seminar presentation, that's why I was late. Okay. Anyway, your class, this 5th hour is from 12:20 to 1:10. Okay. So now I'm going on to the next section, very important section, which is asked repeatedly for university, and that is tautology. Now write the heading tautology in your notebook. Tomorrow I'll be checking your notebook. I should have all these headings there. Okay. Did you write it down? So tautology. Now what is tautology? Now look at this table. Before going on to tautology, let us analyze what this table is. See, I have written here P, and the next column it is not P. Okay. P for the first column represents P, the second column P2 represents the first proposition P1 denoted by P, and the second proposition is P2 denoted by not P, and the third proposition is P, which is the disjunction of P and not P. This symbol we call it as disjunction. Okay, so P or not P. So hope you understood how this table is derived. Yesterday we had derived one table. So likewise we have to derive this table also. We have to, since there is only one variable P, it has only two possible combinations, T and F. There is only one variable, and we are generating new sentences from that single variable. If there were two variables, then we would have got 4 rows, isn't it? Since there is only one variable P, we have only 2 rows. For P, we can have only 2 possible values, T and F. Declarative statements have 2 outcomes only, that is true and false. So in this entire statement, we have only one variable P, and it can take value only true and false. So the next column represents not P. That has, if P is true, not P is false. If P is false, then not P is true. Okay, and P, and next finally we are taking the or, the disjunction of P and not P. That is P or not P. When we take disjunction means if either of them is true or both are true, the output is true. So here at least one of them is true, so then the output is true. So the final proposition P obtained have all truth values as T. If the final proposition that we get has all truth values T, then it is called P or not P is called a tautology. Okay, is it clear to you? If the final proposition, if P or not P, if it has all truth values as T, then we call it as a tautology. So here the compound proposition, that is the final proposition P formed from P1 and P2 is a tautology since all the truth values are true. Okay, so in general we can say that a compound proposition P which is in terms of P1, P2, etc., combination of P1, P2, etc., is a tautology if it is true for every truth value assignments, for every row, every truth value assignment. This is one assignment, this is another assignment. So for every truth assignments, if the output is true, then we call it as a tautology. For every assignment of P1, P2, etc., Pn. Here we had only two propositions. There can be more than two propositions. For all the truth assignments, if the final one is true, then we call it as a tautology. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Hello, is it clear to you? Any doubts? Any doubt? So just write it down, okay? What is a tautology? Now write the sentence. A compound statement is called a tautology if it is true for all truth value assignments for its compound statements. So P1 and P2 are the compound statements. When we combine it, we get another compound statement P. And this for P1 and P2, when we give different truth value assignments, the final compound statement obtained has all truth values as true. Then it is called a tautology. Okay, so this definition is most often asked for university questions, so write it down. A compound statement is called a tautology if it is true for all truth value assignments for its component statements. So P1 and P2 are the component statements or parts of the statement P, and for each of these component statements, if P is true, then it is called a tautology. For each truth value assignment of the component statements P1 and P2, if P is true for all truth value assignments for each row, it is true, then we call it as a tautology. Okay, so what will be contradiction? It is the opposite of tautology. What will be a contradiction? Contradiction is just the opposite of tautology. What is contradiction? Can anyone post in the chat box what is contradiction? Hello? Nobody had written what a contradiction is. False for all truth values. Very good. Very good, Agarsh. It should be false for all the possible truth values of component statements. If each of the component statements, for each of the truth value assignments for its component statements, if it is false, if the output is false, then it is called a contradiction. So if a Hello? Did others understand what it is? Hello? Okay, anybody has any doubts in tautology and contradiction? So just look at this. For each truth assignment, when P is true, not P is false. When P is false, not P is true. That we know the truth table from negation truth table. And now the final compound proposition is P and not P. The earlier was P or not P, and this is P and not P. When and is true, when both are true, isn't it? The output and will be true only when both the truth values are true. But here, when one is true, the other is false, so you get output both as false. So P and not P is always a contradiction. So this is also a result, okay? You should just try to remember it, okay? P or not P is always a tautology, and P and not P is always a contradiction. Okay, so when you are asked to write some examples of tautology and contradiction, this formula should come to your mind. That is, P or not P is always a tautology, and P and not P is always a contradiction. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear to you? Hello? Is it clear to you? So just remember that, okay, P or not P is always a tautology, and P and not P is always a contradiction. So when you write down the notes, just put these important formulas in boxes, okay, so that you will be able to solve problems easily by remembering these formulas. Later we have to derive proofs and all. So in these proofs, we will be applying these formulas. So you will have to remember all these formulas. So P or not P is always a tautology, and P and not P is always a contradiction. And to check, you can just draw the truth table and check like this. See, the truth table itself reveals that this proof is true. Okay. Then next. So here we have generalized it. Suppose there is a proposition P, which is a combination of its component proposition P1, P2, etc. Pn. It is called a contradiction when it is false. If it is false for all the truth value assignments of its component propositions. These component propositions is what is written in these columns. Okay, here we have only 2 columns since there is only a single variable, but there can be around 10 to 15 columns, so it becomes more complex for bigger problems. Okay. Then another term associated with it is contingency. Now, what is contingency? If a proposition has that, if it is a mix of both true and false, then it is called contingency. Okay. Earlier we said if everything is true, then it is tautology. If everything is false, then it is contradiction. If it is a mix of true and false, then it is called a contingency. Okay, it is called contingency. Did you understand? Did you understand what it is? Did you understand the difference between tautology, contradiction, and contingency? Hello? Okay, Adarsh, what is contingency? What is contingency? Can you say what contingency is? Adarsh, what is contingency? Mixed values. Okay, the final proposition obtained will have truth values, which is a combination of true and false for all possible assignment of its for its component statements. Okay, for all truth value assignments of its component statements, it will be having either true or false. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Hello? Anybody having any doubts? So we have discussed 3 things today. What is tautology, what is contradiction, and what is contingency. So a proposition is neither a tautology nor a contradiction, which means it is a combination of both true and false. If it is not a tautology, nor if it is not a contradiction, then we call it as contingency. Okay, so these are the 3 terms that we use again most often: tautology, contradiction, and contingency. That is, it has some values true and some values false for every assignment of its propositional variables. Okay, an example is proved here. That is, prove that P or Q and not P is a contingency. Okay, so will you be able to write it down? Can you solve it? Write the question. After tautology, you have to write the heading as contradiction and write its definition. Okay, and draw the truth table for contradiction, that is P and not P is a contradiction. And after that, the next heading is contingency. And contingency, you have to write this example for contingency. Okay, example. Prove that P or Q and not P is a contingency. Will you be able to draw the truth table? Are you able to draw the truth table? Agna, will you be able to draw the truth table? Did you write down the question?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the question? Please read out the question. Agna.
Prove that
What? Read down, and if you have written down the question, please read it out.
the P or Q and not P.
P or Q bracket, then close the bracket, and not P in bracket, which means the and is applicable to both P or Q and not P. Okay. And now to draw the truth table, how will you draw the truth table? We have first variable P. How many variables are there? How many variables are there? Akshara. How many variables are there? Two variables. So how many possible truth value assignments will be there? What are the different truth value assignments for these variables? How many truth value assignments will be there? You can post in chat box. Anyone can post it in chat box. Okay. So you have a truth table. You have two variables. What are the two variables? P and Q. What are the possible truth value assignments? True, 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 false, false, true, and false, false, isn't it? Next column, what should we compute? What should we compute from the next column? You have to compute this section, that is P or Q, and also we have to compute not P, and only then we can combine it, isn't it? Isn't it? So the next column will be, what will be next column? P or Q. The next column will be not P, and finally you have P or Q and not P. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now can you find the truth values? I'm going to call one by one. You have to give me the truth values, okay? Give me the truth values for column P or Q. For P or Q, what is the truth value? Anjita, what is the truth value for P or Q? Anjita, what is the truth value for P or Q?
First one, true.
Okay, first one?
True.
First one is true, second one? Second one? True or false?
False. No, true.
This is OR, isn't it? OR means at least one is true, then the output is true. So at least one means at one or more than one. Here true and false means output is
True.
true, because at least one needs to be true. For OR means either A or B or both A and B, either P or Q or both P and Q is true, then output is true. So at least one is true, the output is true. Okay. So next one.
True.
Anjita, next one.
True.
Okay, true. The last one.
False.
Very good. So did you understand the difference? This OR means at least one variable is true, then the output is true. Okay. Now what is not P, Anjita, here?
False.
Opposite of
P.
P, isn't it? P is true, not P is false. Next.
False.
False. Next one.
True.
Next.
True.
True, and the last one?
True.
Okay. So next what we are going to do, P or Q and not P, isn't it? So we are going to take these two columns and we are going to find out the AND of these two columns, isn't it? This is AND, okay. What will you get output? AND means if only both the variables are true, then the output is true. So what will be the output here? Anjita?
False.
False. Very good. Next.
False.
Good. Next.
True.
Good. Last
False.
one. So did you understand what it is?
Yes.
How to get this? Now, is it a tautology, contradiction, or a contingency? What is it? Is it a tautology? This last sentence. Is it a
Contingency.
tautology, contradiction? What it is?
Contingency.
Very good. Why you call it as contingency?
Truth. Yeah. Mix of false.
Combination of both true and false values, isn't it? Isn't it? Did you understand what contingency is? Hello? Is it clear to others? Is it clear to others also? Hello, is it clear to all? Okay, Sahala, okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Don't worry if it is something wrong also, you just ask if you have any doubts, okay? Is it clear? So we had three terms, tautology, contradiction and contingency. So anyway, drawing truth table is very easy if you know the truth table of the connectors, okay, and or not, then implication and biconditional. These are the four connectors, and or not, implication and biconditional. If you know the truth tables of all these four, then you will be able to find out the truth values very easy for compound statements. Is it clear? Any doubt in the sections covered so far? Do you have any doubts in the sections we have covered so far? No, oh, very good, Ajay. So if you have any doubt, you just contact me, okay? Or just ask me, if you want to repeat any portion, just ask me, okay? Now, next section is about logical equivalence, or we call it as the laws of logic. Okay, now from here onwards, we are going to study many laws related to logic. And there are a lot of laws, but if you study it thoroughly, then you will be able to solve the question. So these laws should come to your mind very fast. So you should be thorough with the laws. Otherwise, you won't be able to solve problems. Okay. Anyway, whichever law we are studying, put it in a box and try to study it frequently, or try to memorize it frequently and work out problems frequently, so that you will gain speed in doing it. Okay. So now let us see what these laws are. Logic. No, so now you can write the heading as logical equivalence, or the laws of logic. Logical equivalence, or the laws of logic. Let me see. Logical equivalence, or the laws of logic. Did you write down the heading? Did you write down the heading? Logical equivalence or laws of logic. See, are you writing it down? Okay, Anurag. Okay. Only Anurag is responding. What about others? Very few are responding. There are 63 students and only few are responding always. Okay, Adarsh. Okay. Now, let us see what these laws are. So here, this is a general topic, that is the study of logic is often referred to as the algebra of propositions. As we know, all these variables, P, Q, etc., they are all variables, and these variables, we call it as algebra is a collection of variables, isn't it? Operations on variables. So here we call it as algebra of proposition, and it uses truth tables to show the identical entity. So if two propositions are similar, then we can then their truth tables will be similar. So that is the basic law applied in logic. That is, to prove that two entities are similar, then we say that its truth tables are similar. So that is the main law behind logic. If two entities are similar, then their truth tables will be similar. Okay. To prove that two propositions are same or equivalent, then we say that, then we should prove that the truth tables are similar. Is it clear? Did you understand that? So how can you prove that two propositions are similar or two propositions are equivalent? When can we say that two propositions are equivalent? When can we say that two propositions are equivalent? Anyone? We have two propositions and two propositions are equivalent. When can we say that two propositions are equivalent? I just said the answer now, isn't it? When the propositions are, when truth tables are the same. Very good, Isha. When Agarsh, okay, when their truth tables are the same, then we say that for all possible truth value assignments, if we get the same truth values, then we say that these two propositions are identical. So we call it as equivalence of propositions. If two propositions are same, we call it as equivalence of propositions. That is, two propositions are equivalent. So that is written here. Two compound propositions are said to be equivalent or logically equivalent. Okay, the formula might seem to be different when you read it, but when we draw the truth table, they turn out to be same. So two compound propositions are said to be equivalent or logically equivalent if they have identical truth table. Okay, if they have identical truth table, then we say that two propositions are equivalent or logically equivalent. Is it clear? Is it clear? So they have the same truth value for all choices of the truth values. They have the output, the final truth value will be the same for all different choices of its truth value for its primitive components. For each component columns, for different truth value assignments for its component columns, if the final output is the same, if the same truth values are obtained, then the two propositions will be equivalent. So let us prove it. Okay, equivalence of two propositions P and Q. It is denoted by P is by conditional Q, or P is this is the symbol. You have to use 3 lines to represent. Okay. Now another example to show that two propositions are equivalent. We can solve one example. That is, P implies Q is equivalent. This symbol indicates equivalent, or you can write this symbol also is equivalent to not P or Q. Okay, P implies Q. Prove that the two propositions are equivalent. So write the heading as logical equivalence and write this example. Okay, P implies Q is logically equivalent to not P or Q. So to show that these are logically equivalent, you have to draw the truth table. Okay. Now how you draw the truth table? Can you draw the truth table? I think you can draw by yourself. Draw the truth table. Now what are the variables that you need? What are the variables that you need? How many variables are there? How many variables are there? Anurag, how many variables are there? Okay, what are the variables? What are the variables? You can unmute and answer, okay? P and Q. Next one, next column, what we need? This left section is P implies Q, isn't it? It should be equal. This is same as equal to, okay? Logical equivalence is written in this manner. And it is equal to the next part, that is not P or Q. So the next section, you have to compute this. You know, you have P and Q. Then you can compute P implies Q. And then finally, to prove this side, you need not P. And finally, you need not P or Q. Okay. Oh, this much is enough. Okay, this is not enough, not needed. So for P, you have true, the different truth value assignments are true, 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 false, false, true, and false, false. Now, what is P implies Q? What is P implies Q? What is the truth table? If P is Q and if P is true and Q is false, the output is false. The other cases it is true. Okay, P implies Q means if P, whenever P is true, if Q turns to be false, the output is false. Other cases, it is true. Now, what is not P? False, false, true, true. Now, what is not P or Q? This is Q, this is not P. Now, what is not P or Q? Take the OR of these two. Okay, true, false, true, true. Okay, is it clear? Now see, this column and this column have the same truth values, isn't it? The two columns have same truth values, true, false, true, true. Here also you have true, false, true, true, isn't it? So when the truth values turned out to be same, which means that P implies Q is logically equivalent to not P or Q. Okay, is it clear? Did you understand that? Anyone having any doubt? Please ask. Do you have any doubt? Hello? Do you have any doubt? So now listen, I will be uploading certain questions related to truth table in Linways. Okay. Is it clear? They are all tutorial questions. So tutorial 1 will be uploaded in Linways and you have to solve those problems. Okay. Now it is nothing but to draw some truth tables only. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hello? Anjita, Akash, Shanil, Akshara, Rajal, Ashwin, okay, Anurag, Vignesh. Okay. Only so much responses. So, എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലായോ? ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ലിങ്ക്വേസിൽ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്തു. ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഇതുപോലെ കുറേ ട്രൂത്ത് ടേബിൾ വരയ്ക്കാനുള്ള. നിങ്ങൾ ട്രൂത്ത് ടേബിൾസ് വരച്ച് വരുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി ഈസി ഫോർ യു. ഓക്കെ, ടു മെമ്മറൈസ് ദാറ്റ് ട്രൂത്ത് ടേബിൾസ് ഓഫ് കണക്റ്റീവ്സ്. സോ അത് നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ട്യൂട്ടോറിയൽ ബുക്കിലാണ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. ഐ ടോൾഡ് യു നീഡ് 2 notebooks. One is for class note, another is tutorial. ആ ട്യൂട്ടോറിയൽ നോട്ടിൽ ട്യൂട്ടോറിയൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് എഴുതി സോൾവ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഞാൻ പറയുന്ന ഡേറ്റിൽ സബ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. ഓക്കെ, ഇസ് ഇറ്റ് ക്ലിയർ? ഓക്കെ, ടൈപ്പ്. ഓക്കെ, ഓക്കെ, Shyam. Okay. So max, every day you should do some problems, 2 or 3 problems daily, so that you will be always in touch with that subject. You won't forget the formulas, okay? And important formulas always you should put in one box and study. Or you can write it down in a separate paper, or whenever you get a new formula, write it down in a piece of paper, in a notebook or a paper, and just revise the formulas daily, okay? That is how you can study maths, otherwise you will forget everything. Now, say your attendance. Attendance, please, number 1. Abhinand, absent. Number 2. Next.
3.
Next.
5.
6.
7.
8. 9. 10.
11.
12. 13.
14. 14 absent.
15.
Next. Okay, 14 present, 15 present, 16. 16. Absent. 17. Absent. 16 present, 17. 17, number 17. Okay, next 18.
Present, ma'am.
Next.
19.
Okay,
20.
okay,
21.
okay,
22.
okay,
23.
okay,
24,
okay,
25.
okay,
26,
okay,
20.
okay. 27, then next. 28. Number 28 absent. 29. Number 29 absent. 30.
31.
Next.
31.
Okay. Okay.
32.
Okay.
33.
Okay.
34.
34
34.
absent. Malavika.
34.
Okay. 35.
35.
Okay.
36,
Okay.
37.
Okay.
38.
So Mohsin, you call me after this class. Okay, Mohsin, call me after this class. Okay. Then
39.
39, 40. Number 40. Absent.
41.
Sahil.
42, 43,
44.
45. Okay. 46.
46, 47,
48.
49. Absent. 50. Number 50. 50. 50. Okay. 51.
51.
Okay. 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 53. Number 53. Noora,
54.
present or no? Sahila, Noora.
yes, present,
54 present. 55. 56.
Present.
57. Number 57. Sriraj. Okay. 58.
58.
Okay.
59.
Okay. 60. Then next 61.
62.
63,
Okay. So absent is number 53, number 40, 40, number 28 and 29. 28, 29 and number 1. Okay. So thank you.
ma'am.
Ah.